Today I'm going to try to solve an issue which I have with what I have. We are going to swap existing Continental Cross King with Bontrager's XR2. Very much hopefully it will be possible of doing that. Basically the reason why I'm saying that it will be a bit complicated thing to do is because I don't have air pump. It will be a bit of an issue, but we will see how it goes. What I'm going to do is to do that swap of a tire with CO2 cartridges. First things first, you need to downshift to the smallest cock in order to the most easiest removal of rear wheel. Ideally you should have somewhere to put the bike on, and for this special occasion I have 8 liters bottle of water. By the way, in Tenerife, in most places the water is not drinkable. You have to prepare yourself to have what to drink. So as soon as the rear wheel is removed, I already tested this out in the past and it worked brilliantly. And who says the bike stand is needed? Well, what we are going to do is to remove the air from the tire. Actually, I can just showcase how it looks like. It's already becoming a slick tire. The thread is almost gone in the center. It's 1,300 around kilometers on various Tenerife's grounds. And actually the tire is already busted. It just skids and slides and it doesn't work the way it should. I planned as much as possible what things to take in such trip. Definitely you could get away with just pliers of some sort to remove the valve, but as with everything, if you have proper tools to do the job, it's definitely always better to have it. Unfortunately, I was not able to find Cross Kings here with 2.3 width. The only ones I had found was 2.2. In my opinion, it's just not enough in such terrain. I actually took one bottle of Makov sealant, decided that I might better purchase a bit more just to have an edge in case if something unexpected happens. So for that reason I just bought stands, no tubes. It was sitting on the wheel really strongly. So yeah, this one is for the history. What you have to do is to clean previous leftovers of tire sealant, and also there are some dust on the edges of the rim, so just make sure to clean those properly. And also what I noticed in the past is that the air was coming out through the valve, so I'm just going to make sure to tighten it up a bit more. It will stick there. Technically you could also use a bit of a sealant from your previous tire, but because I don't have proper way of taking it out from there, actually I never do it, but it's just a thing to consider. It's 2.35 Bontrager's tire. It's not ideal for the rear in this case. It has 120 threads per inch still, so it's not as thin. Basically I was looking few options from Maxxis, but they were also 2.2 or 2.35, unless you go with extreme heavy trail tires, which I don't want it to use as well. I always look for a direction on the tire, which way it should go, simply because, at least for me, the way the threads are patterned on the tire, it's not always clear for me in which direction it should rotate. Maybe it's just me, but sometimes it just looks confusing. Even though I always look for that, at least most of the time, sometimes I, then talking with someone or recording, like in this case, forget the direction and mess things up. It's not very good way to mess things up, especially if you already add sealant inside, so it's just a messy thing to experience if you do so. Because I never used Bontrager's tires in the past, I have no idea how good their seals, I know how hard it is to apply those, but we'll see. Basically what I always do is that I make sure that the logo matches with some sticker on the rim. It's my preference the way to do it this way. Some does it the opposite way, where the logo goes at the opposite side and decal on your rim. We could also say it's not only about decal on the rim, but the valve itself. So it's probably a matter of preference. About the air pump, I have this small one. Probably it's not going to help me very much. We'll see. I will testify my luck here. So basically what I'm doing is that I'm pushing the outer side of the tire as much as possible to the side of the rim, and we are going to add the sealant now. Actually it was quite expensive, almost 25 euros for this small bottle, which is half a liter. Maybe I could have bought something smaller, but we'll see how it goes. The stance is very important to shake it properly, probably with every sealant, but I noticed that if you use stance race sealant, it's amazingly crispy, so you have to do it very well. It's not race one. I'm going to add somewhat around 100. And actually the reason why I bought this is that I might at some point change the front tire as well, just to make sure I have enough sealant. Alright, it's about it. Chances are high I'm going to spill some of it during my tire inflation process. And actually I'm using very small levers, which I haven't tried in the past, and they are extremely small and tiny. Kind of portable ones, but we will see if they do the job. As we can see, hardly. It's great that I can try my luck with these in not extreme conditions on the trails. Alright, so I spilled a lot of sealant already, as the process was not the most easiest one, shall we say. So for that reason I'm going to get my best friend's syringe. So because the process was really hard one to do and I already spilled most of sealant on the ground already, I'm definitely not going to remove the tire again. So I'm going to play a game called Let's Use the Syringe. How many of those 5mm syringes will be needed? 1 down, 3, 5, 10. That's the reason why I bought stance, for extra protection, and that extra protection came unexpectedly early. Next, I'm going to expect that it will work. As simple as that. Technically I could try to add side of the tire a bit more, but because it was so hard to apply the tire on the rim, I will have expectations that it should fit relatively easily, so we will see. I have quite a few CO2 cartridges, but hopefully I won't need all of those. So one down didn't work out. I could actually try to inflate it with this bad boy, but it's hardly possible with it. Nope, probably it would have been a better idea to just bring that rim to the shop and ask to fit it on, but easiest solutions are not for me. Even though the tire was really hard to apply on the rim, I still had doubts that it will easily fit in, so for that reason I'm trying to do this without the valve. And it kind of beamed, but not fully, but there's not enough pressure left. Opa. One side was successful, the other not. And now I'm trying to figure out whether I should remove the air and expect that it will be enough, or actually, even though the air will come out really fast, I could try to insert the valve as fast as possible. I will do it this way. So for now the air is blocked, but I'm going to insert the valve, and it might be enough. It's kind of beamed on one side, but it's not fully on the other. And now the fun part begins, where I will try to... The airplane was flying and you probably couldn't hear what I said, but basically what I'm going to try to do now is to add as much as possible air with the small pump, and we'll expect that the other side will beam too. I could try to use the other CO2 cartridge, but let's just keep on pumping. And it seems like the air is coming out still. Alright, so I will just try to push it a bit further. And the chances when you inflate the tire this way to break your valve or otherwise, we will have a problem, Houston. Now it's really close. So you can see that here is the area which didn't beam yet, and we will hear the magic sound really soon. I wonder how many bars I already put into the tire. Enough, I guess. Just enough. And if you inflate the tire and it is beamed equally on both sides, the tire will be not straight applied on the rim, and you will notice that there is a bit of a wobbling of the tire, and at the same time there might be a bit of a leak. The moment of truth just happened. That was nice. Let's reduce the tire pressure. So proofs are here. It's possible to seal the tire without having a normal air pump. It might take a bit too much of your time, so I will leave it up to you whether to play around with this like that or not. Let's roll. So here we have it, a way to do something with your old tire without normal air pump. Would I repeat it? We'll see. If you think that we are going to sunburn and enjoy the sun here in the terrace, think again, because it's not the case. This year it started a bit differently because we moved to Tenerife at the end of December. I bring my own bike, MTB like, which is very uncommon, but I wanted to explore an island more, and we will see how